y'all and me, you ask me where I say my heart. A royal priesthood, peculiar and set apart. Yeah. A royal priesthood, peculiar and set apart. Yeah. And I will be his son, and he shall be my God. He shall provide a staff, his word shall be my rod. He wrote his law in me, you ask me where I say my heart. A royal priesthood, peculiar and set apart. Yeah. I know you love me and you hear me when I pray. Full assurance of what I'm doing when I pray. Patiently waiting supplications when I pray. Yeah.
We're too worried about what people see. How do they look at me? How do they think about me? You know.
Hey, what's up, guys? So this is the first live that I'm doing from here in the studio where I'm actually going to be talking about something. I've decided to bring you guys in on website building. As I build these websites, I want you to watch me do it. I want you to learn how to do it, as a matter of fact. I want you to see what I do so that you can then do those things and build beautiful websites. As we know, that's kind of what I do. That's what I'm all about, is building websites. Here at Power Digital Media, that's exactly what we want to do. I understand that I'm on my HSP podcast channels in a couple areas. The reason that is because I haven't set up Power Digital Media yet on all those platforms. So we're just going to run with these for right now. I will fix that later. I know a lot of you guys may or may not be interested in building websites or doing tech stuff or dealing with streaming. But if you are, great, come on in. If you're not, just don't watch the stream. Amen. Amen. All right, so it's very good to see you guys, man. I am so glad that you guys are here. We are going to be moving into an area where I am building an About Us page for my website. This is it right here. I'm going to go ahead and bring myself in as well. If I can find my bot there. There he is. Okay, I'm going to bring myself up above that. And let's just bring me down like this into the corner so that we can see what I've already got done. Right? So here we are. And we are already in Elementor. And this is kind of where I'm at. And what I want to do is I want to adjust some of this stuff. Like this, I think for right now, we're just going to get rid of that just because it's unnecessary. So let's go to Edit with Elementor. I'm using WordPress, by the way. I only use WordPress. WordPress is just the best thing since white bread. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and move down. I want to remove this completely, this section. This section is of absolutely no use to me, so I want to remove that section completely. Now, you see that leaves me with an open area. Now, this open area gives me the ability to bring something else in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go ahead and add a new section, and I'm going to go to the plus sign right here. Make sure you guys can see that. Well, it's not letting me do it. Oh well. So I'm just going to go ahead and add right there. And what I want to add is I want to add a map. So we're going to go ahead and do it with the Google Maps. And you'll see how easy this is. It just pops right up. Even though it's got me in London, I don't know exactly what that is, as a matter of fact. But let's go ahead and see if we can't change this location pretty easily. Let's go ahead and put in Flora, Mississippi. Now, that brings us right here to Flora. I got to go and look and see what my address actually is because I really don't remember. Let me get one of my cards. Okay, so now I've got my card. You can see very, very well here that There it is. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my address off of there, and I'm going to put it into here. So let's do that. Let's put in. What's up, Chris? How's it going, man? Good to see you, bro. We're going to put in, if I could see it, I would be doing the world a good, wouldn't I? And I still can't see it. Man, I am getting old, y'all. For real, I'm getting old. Let me go ahead and just bust open Canva then. And I'm going to go into Canva, and I will let you guys see that too. I'll bring you into Canva with me. So what I'm going to go is I'm going to go to my designs, my projects, and I'm just going to scroll down to where I created the card. Amen. And we're going to cheat the system here. All right, I don't see it there. Man, I've created a lot, man. Good God. Unbelievably, we still got to go down to find the card. That's amazing. Here it is. All right, so there we are. Now we've got that. I'm going to remove this and put it over here on the other side so that I can see it whenever I put it into the page. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to put in got too many of these things open. All right, so I'm going to put in 740 Highway 49 Suite L, Florida, Mississippi. We'll bring the zoom in just a little bit. And just a little bit more there so that people can see exactly where that's at. We'll bring the height down some. We just want to make it just a little bit bigger so that people will be able to recognize it. But what I do want to do is I want to grab this container, and this container is way too close. You see how close it is up here on top of this other section? We don't want it to look like that. That looks terrible. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to, first we're going to go to advanced. I'm going to uncheck this. If I don't uncheck, let me show you what happens if I don't uncheck it. See that? That's not what we want, okay? Because they're all linked together. So we put it back down to 0, we unlink it, and we're just going to add a margin to the top. In fact, I'm not going to add a margin. I'm going to add a padding to the top. We're going to bring it down like this. And what we're going to create now in the Style tab is we're going to go to a Shape Divider, and we're going to make it, let's just go with waves. Now we got our waves under there. We're going to change the color of our waves right here to palette theme black. You see that? Now that looks a lot better. That looks a lot better in my humble opinion, right? That looks a whole lot better. But from this container, what I want to do is I want to go to style here, and I want to go to the background, and I'm going to choose a gradient, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to make this top part this blue, but then we're going to fade it into this black part right here. So now what we've got is a little bit of, you know, it's kind of symmetrical now. It looks like it's supposed to look, right? Like it's supposed to be like that, okay? You see I've got the drips here. That's also a shape divider. So now we've got that in there. And that actually looks really, really, really good. I'm going to go check and see what it looks like on a cell phone real quick. Okay, see, I've still got to adjust this. This has to be fixed. But right now we're only looking at the desktop area. I haven't really started messing with it yet. So, oh, hey, Chris. Yeah, man, in Memphis, spreading the gospel. Headed back to Mobile tonight. Yeah, man, it's pretty good, Chris, man, and it's really, really, really good to see you, man. I'm just glad to be able to be on here live and to be able to do this with you guys and just kind of, you know, show some of this stuff to everybody so that you can kind of build your own websites if you want to, you know. I enjoy doing them. I love building websites. So that's kind of what I do. I'm going to be adding some other stuff though. Let's go down. Let's go ahead and add another container. This container we're going to have go to the right. And we are going to add for one, we're going to add a heading. And we're also going to add an image. If we can find one, here we are. Now we want to make sure that, you see how that thing shows up right there? You'll see it right on the screen. It turns pink. There we go. So there we go with that. Now what we want to do is, the first thing we want to do is we want to go to Style. And we want to make sure that we hold with our theme, man. We don't want to lose our theme. So we want to try to do the same thing that we did before. Only this time, actually, I want to do it the other way. Sorry. I did that backwards. And change that like that. Then the bottom one, I'm going to make it this blue. Let's see how that looks. Not quite. Although it does kind of match. I mean, it's good enough for now, just for this. But this heading, we don't want it right there. We want it to be in the middle of our page. So we're going to go over here, and we're going to align it to the center. You see that? That aligns it to the center of the page. That's what we want. Wherever I put this, that's where it's going to bring it. It says start. Start always means top. Center, bottom, the end. So, or we can make it stretch. We don't want it to stretch though. We want it to be right in the middle. And we want to add our heading. So let's go back to content. And we're going to put in all your digital needs in one location. Amen. Uh-oh, I left an S in there, didn't I? Okay, there we go. All your digital needs in one location, but I don't like the way that looks. So what I want to do is I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to grab this right here. See, when I click on that, it's going to light it up. And I'm just going to right-click, and I'm going to go to Copy. Now I'm going to go right here. I'm going to click on this one, and I'm going to put Paste Style. Don't put Paste because it'll put the whole thing. Put Paste Style. There we go. Now, it moved it back to the top because the other one is arranged at the top. There's nothing for us to go do, right? We just go and move it back to the center. Okay? Now, for our image, we're going to click on this container that contains the image itself. We're going to go in, and we're going to select one. I like this one. See, I've already got all of my information in here because I've been building this site for a while. And we're going to put that right there. I'm going to get this Canva out of my way, actually, so that I can at least see Facebook and know if anyone's even watching. So, but there we go. All right. So now I'm going to select that image. So that image falls in right here. And actually, I didn't even realize that's the same one I've already got. So we don't want to use that one, do we? So let's go ahead and go to Upload Files, Select Files. And before I do that, let me show you something that's more critical, something that we have absolutely got to do before we do that. So let's go ahead and exit out of that. Let me bring another page in here and put it right here on top. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to actually go back into Canva, because you can't just put any size. It just doesn't work like that. You can't just put any size photo in there and it's just going to be right. It doesn't work. So we're going to create a new design. We're going to go to custom size. We're going to use 1920 by 1281. I know it sounds crazy, but that's the perfect size. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to shoot for, okay? So let's just open that up. And we're going to go to Uploads. And we're going to take this one that I uploaded the other day. Let's do that. Let's get that one out of there too. We're going to grab it and we're just going to pull it over like this. What that's going to do is that's going to squeeze it in there just the way that it needs to be. Makes it look just right, just perfect. Look how beautiful that looks, man. You can't, that's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And now what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and share it at this size. I'm going to download it. I'm not going to limit the file size on this one. And I'm going to download it. Now this will be in PNG format. Okay, this will be in PNG format. PNG is good. It really is, but it's not good enough. You're going to want what's called next generation formatting for your photos. Anything that you upload to your website will make your website slower. You've got to understand that it all uses resources. So we don't want it to be PNG, even though PNG is a lot smaller than JPG. We want it to be in WebP. So let's go to PNG to WebP converter. You can find these for free. Like it says right there, you visit often. I do visit it often because I have to convert these things. So now we're going to go choose that file, the one we just got, and it's going to upload it. See, look at that. It's 2.11 megabytes. Man, do you realize how large that is? The largest Contentful Paint would be just through the roof if I use something of that size. So now we're going to convert it. We do not want to use large files in your website. You don't just go take a bunch of pictures and put them on your website. It just does not work that way. I wish it did, but it does not. So now it has been changed from 2.1 megabyte to 332.18 kilobits, which is still way too big. It's still way too big. But that's okay in this instant because I'll show you in just a second. Okay, now we just move back over to this page. We're going to go and we're going to change this. We're going to choose that. We're going to go to our select files. And we're actually going to rename it first. Let's rename it to Power Digital Media Studio. Okay? The reason I do that is because everything uses metadata. Whenever anything is searched on the internet, what happens is that the algorithm will go through and it searches for the keywords that are looked for, right? It searches for those things. So you want even your files to be named for your place of business. That way it brings your place of business higher in search rankings when you use other metadata, which I'll get to in a little bit because you're going to have keywords and things like that. They're absolutely necessary to make your website show up in Google search results, in Bing search results, in DuckDuckGo search results. You've got to have this stuff, okay? So we're going to select that file. Now, it's here. Now, what I like to do is cheat just a little bit, and I will go and I will upload that same file. Here, let me move this back over again. I'll move this over again and let you see. So here we are. And what I'll do is actually, I will just say upload from computer. We'll grab that same file. And I'll say, please, give me the alt text, title, description, and caption for this image. And what it'll do is it will give me those things. It will break it down. It will analyze the image, and it will give me exactly what I need. See? So once it breaks it down, it gives me all that. I just take it. Let me put that back up there, sorry. And I'm going to move all this over so that we're back on this screen. So here we are back in Hostinger, and we're going to go up and we're going to grab the alt text right here, copy. This alt text and all this stuff, this is called metadata. And you're going to want this metadata to be in there, and we're just going to title it. We're going to make the title a little bit different than the name that the name that we gave the image, because what it's going to do is it's going to see the title that I've given it here, and it's also going to see the name that it had before it was put in there. Those need to line up. You don't want to put a picture in there that's image 157,000. You know, that's not what you want to do. You want it to be able to understand what it is. This metadata tells the algorithm what it is. Let's go ahead and go to description because I grabbed the wrong one. Now caption last. I put them in there backwards. It's my fault. Now we'll add that caption, paste, right? And we're at 332 kilobytes, which is still too large. I told you though, we're going to fix that. And I'm going to show you how. So right now, it looks actually pretty good. But what I want to do now is I want to go back into that. I've got a phone call that I can't answer at the moment. So let's just turn that down. It's my friend Bradley. And what I want to do here, though, is I do want to add a little bit of a padding inside of it. But remember, only to the top, man. We're not trying to... We don't want them to be right on top of each other. And we're going to go ahead and add to the bottom, too. We're going to go 19 and 19, right? That way, it's the same. And let me see what Bradley's got going on. Hold on one second. Let me let him know that I'm live. Okay. All right. So let's just keep it going here. We're going to go back and have us a look. Did I pop these chats out? I don't know if I did or not. Let's see. Let's pop that chat out real quick there on Kick and also on Twitch. I would like to go and pop that one out as well if I can get into my stream manager. For some reason, I was not there. That's about how it goes though, right? So we're going to pop the chat out there. All right, cool. All right, now, getting back to what we're doing. I want to go to this image, but not here. We're going to go to what's called the back end of the website. We can't do everything from here. We have to go into the back side. What you're looking at is the front side of the website. So I'm going to exit to WordPress. Oh, I forgot to publish. I better publish it first. Otherwise, we would lose everything that we already had, right? We would lose it. We don't want to lose it. And that looks better for our map. Doesn't that look better for our map? Absolutely it does. That's beautiful. It shows exactly where we're at. Anyhow, okay, so now we're going to go and we're going to exit to WordPress. Now what I want to do is I want to go to my media library. It's the same place we just were, but a little bit different, just a little bit different. And we're going to go here and I want to show stats for all thumbnails. I'm going to go to re-optimize now and I'm going to use optimal. I want to use strategy 3 optimal. The reason for that is that I don't want it to lose its quality, but I do want it to be compressed and I do want for it to fit inside the container properly. That's the main thing. We want it to fit inside of the container properly, man. If it does not fit properly, it makes what's called unused JavaScript, and it doesn't fit inside where it's supposed to be, the way it's supposed to, and it causes your website to be slower. It causes your website, it causes the algorithm not to understand what your website is about, and it makes it load weird. And you don't want it to load weird. You want it to load fast, right? Amen? So we're not going to exclude this from the sitemap. We're going to leave it there. It has been re-optimized by Converter for Media. Converter for Media is awesome, guys. It's like $5 a year or something. It's crazy. It's crazy cheap, and it's well worth it, man. It's well worth it. All right, now we're going to go back up here. And there's our home page. Yes. Sorry, we've got a disaster on our hands, and I'm actually about to have to go. But I do want to get back to this page. We're going to go back to the About page. So here we are back at our About page. We want to change that to where it looks like that, right? Man, that looks so much better. If I have to say so myself, that is absolutely beautiful. I'm talking about beautiful. And you see how easy it is, man, for us to just go through here and build these websites. Now, there's a lot more to it. Don't get me wrong. I brought you guys in whenever I was already halfway through building this page, and this page still has a long way to go. I'm still going to add team members and stuff like that. And speaking of being a team member, what I need is I need someone who is able to come in here and let me teach them how to use some of this equipment for when we podcast. Let me just show you the studio. This is the studio, man. Uh-oh. This is the studio. And our tutorial page. All right, so here we are, and this is where we've made it today. Unfortunately, I have to take off. I have to do an interview today for a documentary, and I just received a message that I have got to go now or we're going to have to reschedule. So I do not want to have to reschedule that. I do want you guys to know that I love y'all. I appreciate you guys taking the time to tune in with me, man. For everyone who commented, thank y'all so much. You guys like, share, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Follow if you're on a follow platform. And let's get this thing going, man. Amen.